Let me say three names for you. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Oprah. Incredibly successful people, world changers, right? Not only do they have success in common, but they have success partly because they say they followed their intuition. Let me introduce you to our next guest, who is the author of this book, The Path to Wealth. McCarthy, author just being one of many incredible points to your resume. Thank you for being with us. I've been trying to just pick your brain, in which we would need weeks to get even, your top list of tips. But to show your credentials, just tell me what you were talking about how many companies you have grown over the years.
Oh, I have had the pleasure and privilege to be part of 6 startups. I've grown them in a variety of different industries, and the largest was a little over 100 million in annual revenues.
I'd call that successful. So obviously people want to know, what is the secret to your success? And I imagine over the years and in the different interactions you've had, people are asking you that again and again, and that is what led you to writing the book.
Yes, I do participate in lots and lots of different business forums, so there's some skill. But one of the things that I really rely on is intuition. And I found that I could boil down some really simple steps to help people use intuition, have it show up more often and in a more obvious way so that they could achieve their idea of success.
It's incredible to think that somewhere inside you is really that guidance that we need to make choices that will lead to, and what you call overall wealth, meaning not only financial stability and prosperity, but happiness, good relationships, a positive sense of self.
A real balanced life.
Okay.
Lacking nothing.
What are those 3 things that we can do, and I already wrote them down and left them for me, I'm going to bring them home, that we should be doing every day to sort of change our luck, if you will?
Well, first of all, recognize that intuition wants to always show up to help you achieve your goals or to keep you safe.
Okay.
So that something you can do every day, spend about 20 minutes in the morning, and the first step is to write down your goals as though you've already achieved them with gratitude.
As if you've achieved them. Can you give me an example of how you would articulate that?
I can. Maybe you've heard some people say, I want to lose 10 pounds. You ever hear that?
All the time.
Okay. Well, let's think about that statement for a minute. If you want to lose 10 pounds, if your goal is to want to lose 10 pounds, you always have to be 10 pounds overweight in order to make that true. So a better way to word that would be, I'm so grateful that I'm physically fit, trim, toned, energetic, in a pain-free body that can go hiking and walking with my family and friends. What'll happen when you word it that way is your subconscious and intuition will kick in to help you notice more possibilities to make that statement true.
And so you're focusing less on the want and more on the do.
On the actual achieved goal.
Okay, and your next tip, number 2?
Is to read it out loud with emotion.
Okay.
And every school teacher will tell you that if you read something out loud, it anchors it more deeply in you. And it keeps it at the forefront of your thoughts so that you can have intuition show up to point you in the right direction.
And I imagine people feel silly getting used to doing this, but I have heard that many highly successful people do this every single day. It clearly works.
It does. It does. The goal is to keep your goals, your realized goals, at the forefront of your thoughts.
Okay.
And then the third step in this process is to use a technique that many professional athletes, professional musicians, and other successful people use daily, and that is to imagine. Close your eyes and see yourself in that completed goal. And when you do that, you're enabling intuition and your subconscious to show up in really obvious ways. Have a great example of how this all works. A man that I know decided to move out of his house to live closer to work, and he wanted to rent his house. And everyone had told him it was going to be really difficult, the market is down, he's never going to have that happen. And he decided he wanted a different experience, so he followed this process.
And it worked.
And in about 4 days got an intuitive hit to contact a neighbor who happened to have some friends that were moving into town, and they rented his place.
May, thank you so much. I really want to kind of let all of this marinate, and I wish I had more time to spend with you, but thank you so much. You can have more time to spend with May. There is a workshop happening tomorrow. It's October 17th from 1 to 4 at the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. We'll have the information on azfamily.com. It's 1 in the afternoon. You still have time to sign up. Otherwise, you can order her book everywhere, The Path to Wealth. Thank you so much.
Thank you.